the New York Times has put together a composite ranking of where Americans are healthy and wealthy, or where they're struggling, and let's take a look at the graph. Okay, so the Times came to this conclusion by looking at 6 data points for each county in the United States, and they included education, median household income, unemployment rate, disability rate, life expectancy, and obesity. All right, so where are you doing worse? The more red or the more orange it gets are the places you're doing worse. So the South, not doing that well. The tiny orange dot by New York City, I don't know if you can see it over there, is the Bronx, so not doing that well in the Bronx. Northern California, I was surprised, not doing as well as I would have thought. Now, we're in SoCal over here, and we're doing okay. But again, the South is by far the worst. The Midwest seems to be okay. Florida, I thought, was kind of interesting, because the beaches all are in good shape, but if you're in the middle of Florida, you're not doing too well. Is there anything?
Well, the middle of Florida will be the beaches in 100 years.
So. Actually, Miami, by the time we finish this show, could be completely underwater.
Miami will be a coral reef by the time we finish this show.
Yeah, exactly.
But you notice right there that it's the highest concentration of doing worse right in the heart of the voting against our own interest belt.
Okay, so
there's a reason Alabama went for Romney, and you're looking at it right now.
Yeah. So what's going on in that orange area, Lewis? Can you gain?
I'm colorblind, so I actually can't see this map at all. It's just blue and orange.
Well, just trust me. It's not doing too well in the South, basically.
No, I thought that criteria was really interesting. I was interested that they included obesity in there, and it was unemployment, obesity, and I forget what else was in there. But it seemed very subjective. I'm always thinking about these things in terms of like my life, because I'm a selfish, self-involved person. So I was just thinking that like in Los Angeles, being obese is a lot harder than I feel like it is in some of those blue places in the Midwest.
Right.
I'm just saying.
No,
that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you. Do you think there's a connection between happiness and gay marriage? Because apparently by that map, it looks like there's some connection. The places where gays are okay, there's something.
What do you mean by okay? I mean, there's lots of states where marriage equality has come about because of activism by a morally awakened populace, and other states where a judge has just said no, and whether you like it or not. So I don't think it's.
You mean those crazy activist judges who are always radically doing things that are.
If you help people, you're an activist judge. If you help corporations, you're a strict constitutionalist. You got to learn this. But I do think that in many cases, in a more progressive place where you have, if the people have brought about marriage equality, the same people have probably brought about a higher wage, less income inequality, and therefore more happiness. It's why Denmark is much happier than we are, and why the American dream really should be called the Scandinavian dream, because they enjoy a much higher standard of living, less income inequality, and no one goes bankrupt ever trying to pay for health care.
But aren't they not as free as us? Isn't that?
They're more free than us.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Because that's, wait, let's just throw the graph up for one second, because there was one that I thought was particularly interesting there. Wyoming, they're pretty happy in Wyoming. There's
17 of them.
Yeah.
And they're all
is that what it is?
Really well.
So Wyoming, hopefully, if you need to look at a map while you're looking at this to figure out Wyoming, it's sort of in the middle upper.
I'd love to see what North Dakota looks like in 5 years, because the fracking economy is going to change the entire economic makeup of the whole state. And you can go to a place that was a one-stop sign town a year ago and make 6 figures now driving a truck up there. And fracking will change the entire economy of North Dakota.
Right, so you'll make a lot of money through fracking, but your water might be exploding.
Yes.
That could be a so if your water explodes in your face, even if you're in a big fancy house, you probably wouldn't be too happy.
You would be doing worse. Your water catches fire. You're doing worse.
So it might suddenly get better, and then when the exploding water comes, then it'll get worse.
I mean, there are so many other factors to factor into this. I mean, it's very interesting. It's just I don't think it's a complete picture by any means.
So Wyoming, that's why I think Wyoming is the interesting one, because there are so few people there, yet. They seem. So is that partly it? They've got a lot of land.
Liz Cheney dropped out of the race against Enzi, so that's why happiness has gone up there. They're not going to have Liz Cheney as their senator.